So now, I'm in Dante's Boxing Nation saying that Canelo should face Demetrius Andre next. Like, really? Really, Dante? 100% agree with Dante's Boxing Nation. He should face Demetrius Andre next. I agree with Dante. Let me tell you something. Dante's Boxing Nation and I agree on this. I don't care if it's at 168. I don't care if it's at 160. Canelo Alvarez should face Demetrius Andre. Okay? Been saying it all along. The best fighter at 160 right now is Demetrius Andrade. It used to be Triple G. Then it became Danny Jacobs. Now it's Demetrius Andrade. Right? At 168, I believe the guy that is the best 168 pounder right now is Billy Joe Saunders. And Caleb Plant. Okay, Caleb Plant. But Caleb Plant don't have the experience like Billy Joe. Billy Joe is a 2-divisional world champion, like Demetrius Andrade is. Even Jamal Charlo is a 2-divisional champion, even though I think his WC belt is not the real belt. So I think Canelo actually is the real champion there. So can't really give him that props. He kind of have a half a championship thing going on there, like a 1.5. But when it comes to Demetrius Andrade, it is his time. It is his shot. He's competing with Billy Joe Saunders. I think Demetrius Andrade is supposed to face an opponent very soon. If he performs very well against that opponent, he should get the shot against Canelo. He's got to look spectacular. And from what I hear, the opponent is somebody we don't know. I can do some homework on him. But I thought Canelo should have faced Demetrius Andrade the last time, because you guys thought he dominated Solanke. I think he should face him this time. I don't care what weight. If it's 168, it don't matter. 160, it don't matter, because Canelo came up from 160, so it don't really matter. Demetrius Andrade is a big 160 pounder anyway. So it don't matter what weight class you want to do it, 168, 160. I don't care. He's the WBO champion. Once Canelo beats him, if he can, that's another question. I don't know if he will beat him. That's an interesting fight. But if he does beat him, if he somehow gets past Demetrius Andrade, then I can call him undisputed unofficially, because he would have beaten all the belt holder, all the champions. All right. And the important thing is really, like I said, try to explain to people, is really facing the guys who are supposedly the best. All right. In a snapshot in time. That's why, to me, it's important that Canelo face Demetrius Andrade. He's supposedly the best right now, other than Canelo. Face him. See if you can beat him. You know, you want to challenge yourself? This is a challenge. Face him. So, I agree with Dante's Boxing Nation. I don't agree with everything he says. Like, he's talking about how he beat guys on their way out. Well, you got to trade up. The trade up, Dontae, is this. I'm going to speak directly to Dante's Boxing Nation. If you want to get the legacy of people right now, y'all was arguing for Terrence Crawford facing Manny Pacquiao. Y'all have no problem with Errol Spence facing Manny Pacquiao. Okay? Now, you can't have it both ways now. You can't have it both ways, Dontae. See, what happens is the guys who have built up a reputation over time, usually their reputation comes to the fore at the end of their careers. As they're tapering off, as they're ending their careers, that is when they have all this legacy and reputation. That's why all these younger fighters want to face him. All right, Terry Norris versus Sugar Ray Leonard. I mean, we can go forever on this. Roberto Duran versus Hector Camacho, right? Roberto Duran versus Vinny Pazienza, all right? Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. versus Oscar De La Hoya. Hector Camacho versus Oscar De La Hoya. I mean, we can just go on and on forever, okay? The younger fighters face the older fighters, and they want to face them because they got a legacy, because they're, especially the great old ones. Also, they're coming out the game, So you want to catch them before they come out the game, and you try to catch them while they're at the top. You don't want to catch them when they're phased out, right? Sugar Ray Robinson versus Henry Armstrong. Sugar Ray Robinson versus Sammy Angut. Sugar Ray Robinson versus, we can go on and on and on about this. All right. Now, once you get the old legends out the way, the next thing to do is to face the young guys who are on the rise. So, that's how it goes. You look at Oscar De La Hoya's career, Floyd Mayweather's career. Floyd Mayweather began his career by beating the legendary Genaro Hernandez, that was his very last fight of his career. What are you going to say? You can't have it both ways. Now, if you are facing the younger fighters who have a lot of potential and stuff, now the thing about it is they may not have a whole legacy before them, but here's the thing. You face them in the young, the strong, people consider them the best. That's when you face them. Demetrius Andrade, young, strong, they consider him the best. Okay? So that's why he should face Demetrius Andrade. I think his greatest threats in all the divisions are two guys right now, Billy Joe Saunders and Demetrius Andrade. I do not think that Artur Beterbiev is as much a threat as people think to Canelo, because the boxing IQ, the skills of Beterbiev, he's strong, okay, but he's slow, and on top of that, he roughhouse you on the inside, but he don't really have comparable inside game to Canelo. So as much as people think that Beterbiev, because of his size and his strength, he will impose his size and strength on Canelo if he can. It seems to be a much more ominous challenge to Canelo. I do believe that Demetrius Andrade is a better fighter and a better boxer than Dimitri Bivol, than Artur Beterbiev, okay, and Billy Joe Saunders. I think those two guys give Canelo all kinds of problems, and those will be the tougher fights for Canelo. Yeah, they may not have the great punching power that everybody's looking for. I mean, Demetrius Andrade does. He has it. He has that quick, sharp power. But I think those guys are the greater challenges in all the divisions. Now, there's some guys who are not world champions right now, who also present more challenges for Canelo. Okay, some of these guys that I'll talk about, I haven't talked about all of them. I just mentioned a couple of them in the light heavyweight division that I think will present some challenges to Canelo. One of them is Badou Jack. He will impose his size, his strength. He will close the distance on Canelo at times. Canelo always liked to fight in the paint as well. I think Canelo would still somehow manage a win over him, somehow, some way. I think he's slower than Canelo. But I do think Badou Jack is a style. We talked about Artur Beterbiev, but I don't think Badou Jack comes close to or touches Billy Joe Saunders or Demetrius Andrade. I think the greatest threats throughout all the divisions that Canelo could possibly fight in are Billy Joe Saunders, Demetrius Andrade. All right, Caleb Plant kind of young. He's still a little bit green. He got the skills to deal with the Canelo, but I think Canelo's experience would beat him. But when it comes to guys like Billy Joe Saunders and Demetrius Andrade, both guys came up from middleweight. Both guys can fight at middleweight, super middleweight. Wouldn't be a problem for either of those guys. Them two guys are problems for anybody right now. And I think they give Canelo the most problems in all of the divisions that he could possibly face in. He has 3 divisions right now he could face those guys in. And I think Demetrius Andrade, we'll see how he performs against his latest opposition, because everybody ain't performing that well. Callum Smith that everybody said was going to do well, he struggled against John Ryder. Billy Joe Saunders didn't look that great. He got the guy out of there, though. But the guy was hitting him with the lead rights. He didn't look that great. But he got the guy out of there. So kudos to him. We have to see what Demetrius Andrade would do. I think he has his fight before the year ends. I think it's on the Anthony Joshua Andy Ruiz card. So we're going to see how Demetrius Andrade performs there. If he performs very well there, then he should get a title shot. Either him or Billy Joe Saunders should get the title shot. Or not title shot, but get a shot at Canelo. Canelo's not going to have a title at 168. But that's a good fight. I don't care if they fight at 168 or if they fight at 160. It doesn't matter to me. Which weight Canelo wants. If you pull up Demetrius Andrade to 168, I think Demetrius Andrade won't be able to handle the 168. Besides that, Canelo was at 160, so it doesn't really matter. It's Canelo, so it don't really matter if you pull him up or not. But at the end of the day, I think that that's a fight that we should see, Demetrius Andrade versus Canelo. Now, I would prefer if Demetrius Andrade faced Billy Joe Saunders. I don't know who would win, but People still watch Dontae in 2019? Yeah. How you mean, man? Dontae Boxing Nation? Absolutely. I do. I told you I mess around with Dontae's Boxing Nation. Let me tell you something about Dontae. Now, I remember when you was talking about the Triple G fight and stuff, but I stick with people who I think give good information. And Dontae's Boxing Nation, I know he down in Taiwan or wherever he is, but he know boxing. He know boxing. He knows boxing. And he generally gives a good perspective, a balanced point of view most of the times. He does have an issue with Canelo. So does what's his name? I forgot what the kid's name is from Oakland. But he does give a balanced perspective. Yeah, I think Dante's a good guy. He doesn't Boxing Eagle, that's the guy. Yeah. Dante's a good guy, man. Dante's a cool guy. He makes his arguments, he makes his case. He's more about arguments. He don't town lash nobody. He don't go off the rails like I do. I mean, he's a good guy. I always respected him on this channel. He tries to give everybody a fair shake. He got a little bias against Canelo, but he will call it as he sees it. So I kind of like him for that. And what he's saying about Canelo facing Demetrius Andrade, I think all of us wanted to see that fight. Well, not all of us, but I wanted to see that fight, and I did a poll, and most people wanted to see that fight more than Sergey Kovalev. The Sergey Kovalev thing came up just recently. But don't forget to smash that like button. People, you can also subscribe to my channel, share, comment, subscribe to my channel. You can also donate to my channel via Western Union Money Grab. Yeah, back to what I was saying. Let me try and wrap this up real quick. So I agree with it. I think that that's a fight that Canelo needs to have happen as soon as possible. I would suggest he has that fight probably next if he could. But we have to see first how Demetrius Andrade handles his opposition. Can't remember what the guy's name is. He got some mandatory or something. Just got to get out of the way. And it's about time he get his break. Canelo should give him his break. He's going to shine. Demetrius Andrade going to do well. Even if Canelo's experience pushes him ahead and he ends up etching the fight or winning the fight, I do think that Demetrius Andrade's name going to be on a big place, on a big stage. And Canelo need to give Demetrius Andrade his shot. I would love that Canelo do that, because I just think that Canelo is that kind of fighter that he don't duck or dodge nobody for too long. But I do think that I don't care what anybody says about Demetrius Andrade. I think that his how he's disposing of his opponents. I think that how he's boxing and fighting, the fact that he's in position with the WBO belt. I think Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, DAZN should be pushing for that fight. That's a money-making fight. That's going to get them some dollars, but more than the Sergey Kovalev fight, because people are going to think that Demetrius Andrade is a real threat. A lot of people want to see it. Clarissa Shields, a lot of boxers have spoken about, facing Boo Boo Andrade. Let's get it. Let's see it. This is the time. Canelo need to face Boo Boo. Win, lose, or draw. If he loses to Boo Boo, so be it. But he needs to face Boo Boo Andrade. That's the guy next. I'm going to put pressure on it because, like I said before, that's the fight that I really wanted to see. I didn't want to see no Kovalev fight, but he got Kovalev fight. He got Kovalev under his belt. He got Kovalev on his niche. He knocked his ass out and everything. Now it's about time we get back to serious business. I don't care if it's 168. I don't care if it's at 160. Let's end the show. Jamal Charlo also chasing him down. He got to face Jamal Charlo. I'm going to say this. Like I said before with the Danny Jacobs thing. He beat Boo Boo. They're going to ask for the Jamal Charlo fight. But if he beat Boo Boo, you give him a break. Let him go up to 168. Let him go up to 175. 160, 175. Cap another belt. Whatever we want to face. A Callum Smith or Demetrius, or Billy Joe Saunders. Whoever you want to cap. And then if you want to go back down to 160 or you want to pull up Charlo to 168, whatever you want to do, he faced Charlo after that. And then now going to be that for that. Y'all can't say shit if he beat all of them. And if some of them beat him, well, at least you could give him his props for facing him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, either way, it don't matter to me. My thing is this. He needs to face these guys. And they at the top of their game. And they've been hanging around. Floyd cut off his loose ends. Canelo need to cut off his loose ends. Oscar cut off his loose ends. So Canelo need to cut up his loose ends. You know what I'm saying? Pernell Whitaker cut up his loose ends. Long time he wanted chasing down Julio Cesar Chavez. Finally got that fight. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's how Canelo do it to get his legacy going. I know they're young in the game, but he getting older. He's going to be 30 next year. So, chop. Let's get it going, man. Let's get it popping. Get as many names under your belt as you can. Try to face the best, the very best. Don't try to face the weakest link. Try to face the best. As I said before, I believe Canelo can beat RWBF. A lot of people don't see it. I see it. I don't want him facing RWBF next when he got Demetrius Andrade down a couple divisions. Face Demetrius Andrade first. And then you can go back up if you want to face RWBF, or you can face Bivol. I don't care. But give the black man a paycheck. Demetrius Andrade has paid his dues in the sport of boxing. It's about time this brother get his just due. Yes, he hasn't faced names. Y'all can go on me with Terrence Crawford stuff if you want to. But he ain't be on the same network as you. He's with Matchroom. You've done business with Matchroom before. So come on, man. Canelo, make this shit happen, man. Make this shit happen. This is not a hard fight to make. You know, the hard fights to make are the fights with Charlo, because Charlo, and that's not even hard to make. But I'm just saying, it's going to be, you know, you have the little barrier with the PBC thing, whatever. Charlo say he going to come across to face your ass. So if Charlo want to face you, and you got Demetrius Andrade want to face you, who knows? Chris Eubank might want to face you. And then, you know, if Chris Eubank face you, you beat Chris Eubank. And then Billy Joe Saunders want to face you. Man, you got guys that want to face you, Canelo. So, I mean, I'm just saying, Callum Smith even calling out your name after the poor performance that he had. And you may have to face John Ryder before you face Callum Smith, because he beat Callum Smith's ass, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm just saying. Anyway, people, I've taken a little too long with this video. I need to go get something to eat as well. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat section. Tangible boxing. Intangible boxing, by the way, I just want to say this, brother. I forgot that I didn't address your video on Floyd Mayweather TV. I'm so sorry. I apologize for that. Sometimes, you know, I just don't address videos. And it's just that I see the videos. I even watch the videos and everything, but I just don't address them. It's not that I can't address them. It's just that I feel like there's so much other things for me to do. I just didn't want to talk about him at the point in time. I hear he's coming back. I hear he's going to face, what's the kid's name? Khabib, right? It seems as though he's going to face Khabib, and then it looked like he's going to face Manny Pacquiao. That's what's going on with Floyd Mayweather, it seems. That's if Manny Pacquiao wins his next couple of fights, I guess. So they, you know, Al Heyman promised Pacquiao the Mayweather fight, so he going to deliver. Mayweather got to come back and face Pacquiao, it seems. Something like that. So it is what it is. That'd be cool. I mean, I ain't mad at it. I want to see who Pacquiao faces next as well, since we're talking about Pacquiao. Pacquiao got lined up according to his promoter, or at least his CEO of his promotional company. It seems as though he's lined up as president of his promotional company. Similar lineup is going to be either Danny Jacobs. They thinking of Mikey. I said, fuck Mikey. I'm sorry about that, Mikey, but Mikey, you just came off a loss. You got to win something first. Danny got a win, a good win against Adrian Granados. Came up with a tough fight against Sean Porter. He deserved it, as far as I'm concerned. It would have been Errol Spence, but Errol Spence is out of the game. So the other guy that I hear being mentioned is Sean Porter. They're saying that Terrence Crawford's across the pond, and it's Bob Arum, and you know Pacquiao and Bob Arum, they don't really see eye to eye at this point in time. So, you know, Terrence going to have to wait on the shelf, which is a pity, because if you ask me, Pacquiao should be unifying with Terrence Crawford. If you ask me, what fight would I like to see more than any other fight, would be Pacquiao versus Terrence Crawford. All right, that's the honest truth, right? Now, I like the Pacquiao versus Danny Garcia for the sake of Marquez Pacquiao 5. You know, I know that's what that would be. But to be honest with you, Danny Garcia ain't got no fucking belt. Okay? Errol Spence is out of the game for a while. He's going to be out of the game for a while. No matter what Errol Spence tells you, his hands are damaged. Okay? Both of his hands are damaged. We saw the damage on his hands. Don't know what's going on with his feet. All right? But he's not 100%. I can tell you that. So he going to have to just get rehabilitated. And then the next thing he going to have to do is get back into training. And that's going to take a good period of time for him to properly get back to where he was. Like his president said, for some reason, Errol Spence decided to play Evel Knievel. So he out of the game for a while, folks. So just accept that as reality. He fucked himself up. Not me. None of us did that, so that's on him. I'm sorry about that, Errol, but you messed that up. You better learn from your lesson. But coming back to what I wanted to say, but he obviously can walk around and move around a bit. So he's I saw his mugshot. So he can move around and shit, but his hands are a problem right now. I don't know if his hands gonna come back the way that he used to be, but I guess a little plastic surgery or whatever. Back to what I was saying. So Pacquiao, I really wanted to see Pacquiao versus Terrence Crawford. That would have been the fight that I would have wanted to see. Terrence Crawford be calling out everybody. I feel so bad for him because he really want to fight somebody of work. He got to fight this guy Valiaskas dude, get him out of the way, and then after that, listen, man. Sean Porter's father's talking about on the Boxing Voice. Sean Porter need to call up Terrence Crawford, and they need to talk because guess what? Guess what? Sean Porter's faced almost everybody. The only two people he hasn't faced so far, he's faced everybody else, is he hasn't faced Terrence Crawford and he hasn't faced Manny Pacquiao. Those are the two left. Now, the problem with this is Sean Porter's in the Pacquiao sweepstakes. So Sean Porter's not going to just jump out there and say, oh, I want a Terrence Crawford fight yet. But he should really start talking Terrence Crawford if you really want Terrence Crawford. I know you want Pacquiao, but listen, man. Listen, Sean. Like I try to explain to everybody. Y'all talking about Canelo picking up these older guys. Well, guess what? Sean Porter, everybody want Pacquiao right now. He's 41 years of age. He's older than Sergey Kovalev. This is shit that I never understood. People been criticizing Canelo for fighting old guys, but here are everybody and their mama want a Pacquiao fight because you're supposed to. You supposed to want a Pacquiao fight. You supposed to want to face Sergey Kovalev. You supposed to want to face Miguel Cotto. You supposed to want to face a Triple G. You telling me, listen, man. If Demetrius Andrade don't want a Triple G fight, okay, Triple G is what, 35, 36 right now? If Demetrius Andrade don't want a Triple G fight, he's smoking some joint, okay? Everybody will want a Triple G fight. Why? The legacy that's behind Triple G. The legacy behind Triple G. You beat Triple G, you got some legacy. Besides that, he got a belt again. Okay? So, I mean, if you got to be on crack if you don't want a Triple G fight. All right? And the point is, when you got guys with established legacy, the younger fighters are always going to want to, one, they want to beat them. Two, they want to beat them. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? 22 minutes in, man. I got to wrap this shit up. But you guys have a good day. The fight, Oscar Valdez versus Gutierrez, that's all, because Gutierrez came in 11 pounds overweight. Obviously very unprofessional. Don't know what happened with him in his camp. Not going to talk too much about it, but I guess he had a great Thanksgiving. And maybe he was not ready. Maybe he wasn't ready to fight Oscar Valdez. Maybe he had an injury from getting knocked down. Sometimes, guys in sparring and training, I'm just going to throw this out there. They get injured in sparring and training, right? And for some reason, whatever is the injury, whether it's in sparring or whether it's in training, whatever, they really shouldn't be fighting, But he still, for the sake of presentation, went in, and he was way overweight. But more than likely, something happened in his training camp. That's what I think happened. But he probably might make a speech on it or something, but I think he got hurt in training. That's what I think. And so he was living it up a little bit and trying to heal back, hoping that he could make the weight. And then, this shit happens sometimes. So I think that Gutierrez wasn't going to face Oscar Valdez. Now, it kind of fucked up everything. He could have just pulled out of the fight probably a while back and spare Oscar Valdez all this headache of getting the last placement reopponent. And the opponent that is the last placement opponent is a good opponent. It's Adam Lopez, the son of the great Hector Lopez. And he don't got a lot of experience, though. So Oscar Valdez got a lot more experience, got championship experience, all of that. But it's going to be a big step up for Hector Lopez. He was supposed to face somebody else, but he going to end up facing Oscar Valdez. But he should be able to handle himself. I know him from the Mayweather gym. He was in the Mayweather gym at the time, talking about his father's legacy. So this is going to be a big step up for Adam Lopez, son of Hector Lopez. It's a big step up, but guess what? He might be ready for it. So let's see what happens. He's going to be facing a one-time world champion. Stepped up to super featherweight now. He was in featherweight. Oscar Valdez was a featherweight guy. He's going to step up to super featherweight. So this kid who's been campaigning at featherweight for the longest while should be able to face. Actually, he was going to go up to super featherweight, actually. His next fight, I think he was going to go up to super featherweight, if I'm not mistaken. So that means that this is a perfect fight for him. So we're going to see. This is a last-minute placement opponent. And you know what happened with Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. And so Adam Lopez is good. He's not somebody you should sleep on. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting fight. If this is what Byram has as his backup replacement, this is gonna be a good fight. I'm telling you, it's a sleeper. Guys, look out for that fight. Oscar Valdez versus Adam Lopez. Expect it to be fireworks. Expect it to be a good fucking fight. The only loss that Adam Lopez has was by majority decision to some other dude. I can't remember his name right now. He's a good fighter. He's a solid fighter. He don't have the experience like Oscar Valdez, but he's a good fighter, solid fighter. This should be a good fucking fight. Don't know if Oscar Valdez is going to be able to knock out Adam Lopez because Adam Lopez got good enough boxing skill to be able to keep himself from getting knocked out. So this might be unanimous decision win and a good learning experience for Adam Lopez, or it might be a fight in which it's a tooth and nail, life and death fight in which Adam Lopez actually either sneaks in the win, or we get a split decision loss, or we get a draw. So this could be a good fucking fight. This could be a good fight, folks. Keep your eyes open. You know, people are just dismissing Adam Lopez. They don't know who he is. He's the son of the great Hector Lopez, ladies and gentlemen. So you know. You see, if Hector Lopez didn't do drugs and shit, because he died of an overdose at 44. If he wasn't doing drugs and stuff, and he was really treating his body well and stuff, shit, he would have been all-time great of all time. He had the skills, he had everything. I thought he beat Costa Zoo, but just couldn't stay clean. So his son, Adam Lopez, this is who we're talking about. That's the kind of legacy we're talking about. Adam Lopez has been conducting himself pretty well. You know, he's going to take a big step. There's a huge leap up, though. But is he ready for the challenge? We're going to see. We're going to find out. He was on the verge of, moving from a prospect to contender. Now he's going to have to move to, I think he has the interim championship belt, if I'm not mistaken. So he is already a contender. So we're going to see how this pans out, how this works out. It should be a good fight. We're looking forward to it. Adam Lopez versus last-minute change-up. Adam Lopez versus Oscar Valdez. It's going to be a good fight. All right? All right, guys. 27 minutes in. I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a good one. I'm going to catch y'all later. Intangible Boxing, I'm going to reply to you about Floyd Mayweather TBE. But the way for me to really respond to you, to be honest with you, Intangible, the only way I really should respond to you is by showing you what I mean, because there's no other way for me to really respond to you in a proper way. You just seen my ugly mug. Talking to you is not enough. I need to show you what I'm talking about so you can understand what I'm talking about, because I think that's the only way you guys are going to respect what I'm saying about Floyd Mayweather. You know, I'm not just a fanatic. You know, not just a fanatic. When I look at this guy, what he possesses, what he brings to the table in fights, and there's no mystery why this guy is undefeated the way he is. I'm not taking nothing away from Sugar Ray Robinson, Kid Gavilan. We haven't even talked about Holman Williams and fucking Charlie Burley and Ezra Charles and all these guys. They're phenomenal fighters. All right, phenomenal fighters. I'm not taking nothing away from them guys. All I'm saying though is, all I'm saying is that he better than them all. He is definitely better than them all. And you can't just look at one particular thing. You can't just look at resume alone. Even though even in that, he's better than them. When you look at quality versus quantity, he's better than them. But Holman Williams was a guy like Floyd Mayweather. He started off really great, and then he had problems with his hands. Fantastic technical boxer. Him and Charlie Burley, the great Georgie Benton, said, he could watch them guys forever. He thought they were the best, ever that he's ever seen. Okay, so that's huge right there. And to think that Floyd comes from basically the same school as Charlie Burley. There were fights that Charlie Burley won, but he lost. They had him losing on the scorecards. It was divided. The different papers had different thoughts on it. But my point is, Burley got knocked down several times in fights. But my point anyway is this. And Burley and Holman Williams, they went tooth and nail. And Coco Kid. Coco Kid is another guy from Murderers Row. Great fighter. Okay? There are a lot of great fighters. Okay? Just a lot of great fighters. I'm not going to try and front a lot of great fighters in the history of boxing. And I think we do an injustice to boxing by not mentioning them very often. But there's a reason why I said that Floyd is the best ever. One of my major arguments is he got to see all these guys. He knows about all these guys. He studied all these guys. You know what I mean? So he got to bring something new to the table, something a little bit more intense to the table because of these guys, you know. So, but I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna get you, but I need to do it in proper way, an appropriate way, proper way. So when people watch my videos from here on in, they'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. My series Floyd Mayweather TBE is one of the most airtight series. I hear people talking about it all the time without referencing it. They make the same points I make, and a lot of people respect the guy for what he has accomplished in the sport of boxing. But it's okay. You don't have to agree with me, but when I'm done showing you what I show you, you're going to have to agree with me. All right? You're going to have to agree with me. Or you're a hater. You know what I'm saying? Not saying everybody who doesn't agree with me is a hater of Floyd Mayweather. Some people like his style and everything. But the points I'm making, you can't just sweep them under the rug. You know? So there are ways to go about it, like, but you gotta watch the fights. You gotta watch the fucking fights. You have to watch the fights, ladies and gentlemen. You have to watch the fights. You have to watch the fights. If you don't have much footage on a fighter, then you kind of have you're at a disadvantage, because I watch fights. I don't just talk on people because somebody else says something. I never do that. That's their opinion. You know, Poopy Sister says, "Are you still happy? I told you about Goodfellas Sports since he says Canelo is not in his top 10 pound for pound." Absolutely, man. I like Goodfella, man. What are you talking about? No. Listen, there's a lot of things you guys just don't get. Listen, I don't like or hate channels because they don't agree with me on every single point. Like I said, I mess with Dontae's Boxing Nation. Dontae's Boxing Nation don't think Canelo's pound for pound number one. I mess with Akai Sports TV. Akai Sports TV don't think Canelo's pound for pound number one. I mess with 68 Sports TV. 68 Sports TV don't think that Canelo's pound for pound number one. You know what I'm saying? That's their point of view. They have their arguments. I respond to them in argumentative form below. I don't have to agree with you on everything. I just need to know that you're authentic. I think 68 Sports TV is authentic. I think that he's a guy that acknowledges his weaknesses and stuff. And then he goes on to do what he do. I ain't mad at 68. I like him. I like his style. I like what he does. I like his presentation. I like Intangible Boxing. Intangible Boxing and we don't agree on everything. I like you. You don't agree with everything. That doesn't mean I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Once you're a reasoning individual and we can reason together and talk together, I'll fuck with you. It's that simple. Now, if you want to go down your own narratives and shit, then I might look at you and first I might say nothing. Then I might turn around and I might say, what? Come on, man, you better than that. And then sometimes, again, I might just cuss you out. Or other times I might just look at you and be like, man, I ain't even bothering to argue with this dude on this right now. You know, it's so Zoid, you know. So you and I don't agree that Clarissa Shields could go 3 rounds with Terrence Crawford. You don't agree with it. But I see it. I see that she could. Okay. Would she win? Fuck no. I don't think so. I think Terrence is a better boxer than she is. All right. But it depends on what weight. If they're fighting at 154, which is what Clarissa Shields is coming down to, I think that Clarissa Shields has a good chance of lasting the 3 rounds against Terrence Crawford. Because he's a much bigger person than Terrence. She's a 160-pounder. Terrence is not a 160-pounder. He is a welterweight. He fights at 147. And you can say whatever you want. You can talk about how much, men are stronger than women and all that bullshit. But at the end of the day, he fights at 147. She's a natural 160-pounder. Okay? At some point, size means something. It means something at some point, right? She don't have to punch hard. She just had to be bigger. And she knows boxing like I think she does, she can use her weight to her advantage. All right, if she can get to the inside of Terrence Crawford. So I'm just saying, I'm just thinking boxing wise, that when you think about it, and she's a good boxer. I think, this is my personal opinion now. I've seen fucking Ann Wolf. She's big, she's strong, she's muscular and shit. But I think Clarissa Shields beats her ass. Okay? Because Ann Wolf, she can box. Don't get me wrong. Ann Wolf can box. Not as good as Clarissa Shields. She's not as good as Clarissa. She's not. Okay? She might have knocked out the 6'5" tall woman and all that shit, but that woman, she couldn't box like how Clarissa Shields could box. I think Clarissa Shields beats her. Okay? If she cannot physically manhandle Ann Wolf, which I don't think she can. Ann Wolf, first of all, she was the 160 pounder, but she went up to 168. Ann was a natural 168 pounder, so Ann Wolf will be bigger than Clarissa Shields. She will be probably stronger than Clarissa Shields. But you got to give Clarissa Shields a prop. She a 2-time gold medalist. That shit don't just happen overnight, okay? She can box, okay? We seen it against Christina Hammer. When she went fighting, she went down to 160 to face Hannah Gabriels. She was a little bit weak, so she got her ass knocked down, okay? But nonetheless, she's strong. She's strong. She's durable. She got respectable power. She's sitting down on her shots more, and she can box. She can do it. She can do the boxing thing if she has to. So I think she beats Ann Wolf, because I don't think Ann Wolf can box as well as Clarissa Shields can. So I think Clarissa Shields will outbox her, and she will win. Okay. Again, not everybody agrees with me on that, but that's what I see. Okay. Hannah Gabriels outboxed Clarissa Shields, in my opinion, and beat her. Okay. I don't know if Clarissa Shields would want a rematch with Hannah Gabriels, who's already a world champion again. Well, she always was at 154. She should try and face Hannah Gabriels at 154 and see if he'll beat her ass down there. I don't think so. I just think Hannah Gabriels is a better boxer than Clarissa Shields. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe Clarissa Shields show me something different. But the point at the end of the day is Hannah Gabriels is not as strong as Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields is stronger than Hannah Gabriels. Okay, she's physically stronger than her. I know that for a fact. And so when I say I know that for a fact, I looked at their fight and she was bullying Hannah Gabriels, right? But nonetheless, Hannah Gabriels is a tough customer. She can take a punch and stuff. I think that Clarissa Shields, would hang with Terrence Crawford. I do not think she would hang with Errol. Well, she would hang with Errol Spence as well. And Errol Spence is a big fucking welterweight, strong motherfucker. But if she could have sparred him and gone 3 rounds with him, sparring, then she can go. Because them guys, they don't be easy on you because you're a woman. They're not going to take it easy on you. All right? Don't get it twisted. All right? When they sparring, they ain't sparring. You want to step in the ring with them? Okay, you're going to step in the ring with them. Okay? But anyway, my point anyway is this. That there are certain things you can do in boxing to make sure that you survive rounds and survive fights. And I think Clarissa Shields knows how to do that. So I don't think she's going to get knocked out by nobody anytime soon, man or woman, in a fight. Defense is everything. And that's my argument with you. So that's why I think she can go 3 rounds with Terrence Crawford. I don't think she could beat him, to be honest with you. I don't think he wins the 3 rounds. But I do think that she can, at some point in time, she will push him back, use a weight advantage on him and that kind of stuff. I think she will do that in the fight because she's going to be bigger. Just what it is. Physically bigger. I think he's got better timing than her. I think, he boxes better than her. But at the end of the day, I do think that she would hang with him for sure. Would it be a close fight? I don't know. That I don't know none of those details. I just think she can hang with him. I think she lasts 3 rounds. She at least lasts 3 rounds. Because Terrence Crawford is not really a knockout artist. That's what people don't realize. He's a boxer. He's going to try and impose his size and strength. And then when he realizes that he can't do that against Clarissa Shields, he's going to box her. So he's going to do. And he's going to win. He'll win, but he'll box her. Which makes sense. Clarissa Shields ain't stopping shit, though. She ain't stopping Terrence Crawford. That ain't happening. So people thinking that, she's going to win by KO. Clarissa Shields can't even KO a woman. She's going to KO Terrence Crawford. Come on, man. So that's my reasoning behind it. Sound. I never said she could beat. I never said she could. She would beat. I never said she would beat him. I said it's possible that she could beat him, as everybody have a punching chance. That's as close as it gets. I never said she would beat him. I favor Terrence to beat her ass every day of the week. He's much better than her. Boxing wise, that is. She's not going to be able to bully him. That's for sure. And the stuff about me not liking Terrence Crawford is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. My argument has always been Terrence Crawford hasn't faced anybody. He's too small for those guys. It changed when I realized that he big. He's not 170 something pounds. He's a 160 something. He about 161, 162. He was 159 at lightweight, 155, 156 at lightweight. So he just put on a couple more pounds. He fighting weight wise, he's 147. He's a 147 pounder. Don't try to put him up there with the 154 boys. They're gonna kill him right now. All right, they're too big for him right now at this point in time. He's a 147 pounder. That's what he is. All right. I didn't say to put Clarissa Shields in there with Gervonta Davis, and even that is an interesting fight. Gervonta Davis, though, he hit like a Mack truck, so that's what they say. He hit hard. He a small dude, but he hit hard. Okay. So I don't know, man. I don't know about that. That's like you're not gonna put Clarissa Shields in there with Deontay Wilder. Then let's just put it that way. Well, if the guy is known as a knockout artist, like the guy knocks out people, like he stops people, you're not gonna just put her in there with those guys, right? Especially if they can box a little bit. Because Gervonta, as strange as this sounds, this might sound weird to you guys. Gervonta dangerous. Okay, he's lightning fast. Okay, got fast hand, fast feet. And he breaks noses. And he crushes you with body shots. He's very quick. Carissa's way bigger than him, significantly bigger than him. So that's the advantage she might have. But Gervonta he a different animal, man. If he say he want to go up 140 face Josh Taylor, you got to take him seriously because he punches like a mule. He does punch hard. He does punch hard. Okay. Gervonta Davis going up to 140 right now and hanging with them 140 boys. I think he would hang with those 140 boys. He got to put on a little size, like a little bit of, but he looks like a big, strong guy. Yeah, he could. I believe he would hurt Clarissa Shields at some point when they're fighting. He big. I still can't believe you hate Hearns. That's messed up. Why do you say I hate people? Like, this is some dumbass shit to say, dude. I admire Hearns. I talked about why you guys keep on saying I hate fighters. I don't understand that. Like, how could I hate Thomas the Hitman Hearns, dude? Like, that's the dumbest shit y'all ever heard people say. Why would I hate Thomas Hearns? God damn. Thomas Hearns. Are you out of your damn mind? Thomas Hearns, the dude who went from welterweight all the way up to light heavyweight winning titles. Thomas fucking Hearns, are you serious? Like, are you serious? Like, the 168 Thomas Hearns was a problem for everybody. Are you guys serious? I can't hate Thomas Hearns. What, you dumb? I don't understand. I don't understand what you guys be saying, man. Y'all be just tripping. I guess I hate Sugar Ray Robinson too, right? God damn. Y'all gotta be out of your damn minds. I'm not even criticizing Thomas Hearns. What I said was, when he was at welterweight, this man was huge. Thomas Hearns is a big dude, okay? Thomas Hearns was a big dude. Y'all gotta understand that. I talk about Sergey Kovalev too. I guess I hate Sergey Kovalev. I said he too small for light heavyweight. He a fucking cruiserweight. Thomas Hearns was too small for welterweight. He was beating most guys, but if a guy got him in the body, it'd be problems. Right? We saw him fight Marvin Hagler. He put a hurting on Hagler. He bust up his nose and shit. Okay, if he had just paced himself a little bit better, you know, and not put so much leverage in his punches, he would have done like Sugar Ray Leonard. He might have even stopped Marvin Hagler. Are you kidding me? Do y'all guys see what Dontae Wilder does? Thomas Hearns used to do that easy. Thomas Hearns was quick with his punches. He lights you out with his punches because he was so quick with it. Sharp. I hate Thomas. Man, y'all gotta be tripping. Y'all tripping, man. Why would I hate Thomas Hearns? You know, some people said I hate Sugar Ray Leonard too. Sugar Ray Leonard was the most dominant force of the 80s and 70s. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping, man. And just doing comparative studies between these guys, Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, Oscar De La Hoya, I was saying that the people of the present time hate on these dudes in the present time. Y'all don't understand how special these guys are. And then after the fucking era is over, when they are done boxing and they in the Boxing Hall of Fame and shit, y'all gonna turn around and say how they was the greatest thing ever and y'all hating on them and all this shit. And that, why you couldn't appreciate them while they was in their careers? That's what I never understood. Charlie Burley dead and gone. Now we praising his ass. Sugar Ray Robinson is dead and gone. Now we call him the gold standard. I mean, they did it in his time, but it was controversial too. People was talking all kinds of shit about him in this time. You think this shit that we doing with the present greats, Canelo and we shit on so many people. We even shit on Oscar De La Hoya back in the day. We were shitting on Oscar when Oscar was at the top of the heap. Now we want to shit on Deontay Wilder. We want to shit on Anthony Joshua. But just because these guys at the top of the heap, Canelo, you know, we were shitting on Triple G when he was at the top of the heap. Come on now. Isn't that true? I'm not saying the truth. We shit on Errol Spence when he was at the top of the heap, right? Now we shitting on Terrence Crawford when he on top of the heap. People be shitting on people all the time. They're shitting on Lomachenko. Why we even mention those names? Because they at the top of the fucking heap. That's why. That's the nature of people. King of the mountain. Let Tyson, we shit on Tyson Fury too. He beat Vladimir Klitschko's ass. We shit on him. Come on, my people. You know how it is. You know how it is. No, there ain't no hate for me and Thomas Hearns. How am I hate? This dude finished his career. This man did phenomenal shit. He beat legends in the sport of boxing. Why would I hate Thomas the Hitman Hearns? Come on, man. You serious? You guys, I don't know what be going through your heads, man. I ain't hating on nobody. I don't even hate on Manny Pacquiao. I used to hate Manny Pacquiao. The one guy I hated on, and I admit to hating on, was Triple G. I've hated on Triple G, and some of it undeservedly. I've hated on Triple G. No doubt about that shit. I take full responsibility. I've hated on Triple G. Okay? He a current dude. I don't hate on nobody else. Not even Roberto Duran. I don't hate on Roberto Duran. I've been very critical about him. I've said many things about him. You know how I think that he's overrated and shit. Right? But then I turn around, overrated because people overrate him, not because of him. His accomplishments are legit. And let me get some legit. Motherfucker ended his career at the age of 50. How many guys have finished their career? We just praised Bernard Hopkins for finishing his career at 50. Guess what? Roberto Duran started at 16, motherfucker. 16. Shit, Hopkins never did that shit. Finished his career at 50. Fought all the way up to cruiserweight. From lightweight. We praise Sam Langford for that shit. Right? We praise Sam Langford for that shit. So come on now. I don't hate Roberto Duran. Y'all gotta get it right. I'm just saying that certain things that happen in his career are dubious. Y'all call him the greatest lightweight of all time, but then what is Sam Langford then? I'm just saying, right? He had, what is it, 15 defenses of his lightweight title, but he lost in between that. And some of the fights are dubious. Shouldn't have gotten the decision. I'm just saying, I'm just being honest. I watched the fights, so I'm being honest. Y'all talk about how Mayweather lost to Castillo. Shit, that mean you hate on Mayweather? Some people hate on Mayweather. No. Some people think he lost to Maidana. They Mayweather fans, but they say that too. So you don't have to hate on somebody because you're saying things because you actually saw the fights. Right? You're not hating on somebody because of that. You can be critical of someone and honestly critical and truthfully critical with points and validations. I just talked about how Sugar Ray Robinson ducked Charlie Burley. That don't mean I hate Sugar Ray Robinson. But people already say a heap of good things about Sugar Ray Robinson, and that's great. Right? But I'm just making the record straight because I've seen the comments about it. So I'm just pulling up the facts to show you guys this. It doesn't mean that because Sugar Ray Robinson ducked Charlie Burley, that makes him less great. It doesn't make him less great at all. Okay? He fought up to his, what was it? He fought until he was 45 or some shit like that. Sugar Ray Robinson. Okay? So I'm just letting y'all guys know, make it and he fought all around the world. He fought right in my home country in Trinidad. He faced a guy called Bobby Lee. Knocked his ass out in the first round. In on stadium right there. Okay? Sugar Ray Robinson. Hell of a fighter. The best ever. A lot of people think he's the best ever. Fundamentally fucking sound. Fundamentally sound. Do I think that a guy like Floyd would beat him? Absolutely. Because he did certain things. He did that little step back jig to disengage. Don't do that shit. Don't be making patterns like that. I'm gonna attack you when you do that shit. Tyson Fury did that to Deontay Wilder. All right. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things I want to talk about in terms of game plan and strategy and why I say certain things and why skills is very important in boxing. Skills allow you to have options. Skills allow you to exploit other people's weaknesses. Skills allow you to, make wise decisions. Okay? The more skills you have, that is, the more variety of skills you have, more options you have in the ring, especially if they are honed skills. If they're not honed skills, well, you don't really have that many options as you think you have. Versus a guy who has honed skills. The guy could have 2 honed skills. You have all plethora of skills, but none of them are honed. He might have an advantage on you just because he's good at what he does. Right? So, and styles make fights, of course. So that's what I got to say about that. I don't hate no fighter like that, except for Gennady Golovkin, like I said before. I've been hypercritical of these guys, but I'm going to do videos. Y'all got to wait, though. Y'all have to have some patience. I'm going to do videos on all these guys. Phenomenal fighters. Okay? Phenomenal fighters. True history. We've had phenomenal. Hold on a second. I gotta go. I'm gonna catch you guys. Subscribe to my channel. Don't forget you can also donate via Western Union or MoneyGram. I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.